grafted, cockled, i.e. having horns grafted on his head. To grab, to seize a man. The pigs grabbed the kiddie for a crack. The officers seized the youth for a burglary. Granum corn, Granum's gold, hoarded money supposed to have belonged to the grandmother of the possessor. Granny, an abbreviation of grandmother, also the name of an idiot famous for licking her eye, who died November 14th, 1719. Go teach your granny to suck eggs, said to such as would instruct anyone in a matter he knows better than themselves. Grapple the rails, a cunt name used in Ireland for whiskey. Grappling irons, handcuffs. Gravedigger, like a gravedigger, up the arse, into business, and don't know which way to turn. Gravy-eyed, blear-eyed, one whose eyes have a running humour. To grease, to bribe. To grease a man in the fist, to bribe him. To grease a fat sow in the arse. To give to a rich man, greasy chin. A treat given to parish officers in part of a commutation for a bastard, called also eating a child. Great intimate, as great as shirt and shit and arse. Great Joseph, a shirt-out cunt. Greedy guts, a covetous or voracious person. Greek, St. Giles, Greek, the slang lingo cunt or gibberish. Green, Dr. Green, i.e. grass, a physician or rather medicine found very successfully in curing most disorders, to which horses are liable. My horse is not well, I shall send him to Dr. Green. Green, young, inexperienced, unacquainted, ignorant. Al Green the coal was not to stag how old File planted the books, how ignorant the booby was not to perceive how the old sharper placed the cards in such a manner as to ensure the game. Greenbag, an attorney. Those gentlemen carry their clients' deeds in a green bag, and it is said when they have no deeds to carry frequently, fill them with an old pair of breeches or any other trumpery to give themselves the appearance of business. Green gown, to give a girl a green gown, to tumble her on the grass. Green sickness, the disease of maids occasioned by celibacy. Green head, an inexperienced young man. Greenhorn, a novice of the town, or on the town, an undebauched young fellow just initiated into a society of bucks and bloods. Greenwich barbers, retailers of sand from the pits at and about Greenwich in Kent. Perhaps they are styled barbers from their constant shaving the sandbanks. Greenwich goose, a pensioner of Greenwich Hospital. Gregorian tree, the gallows, so named from Gregory Brandon, a famous finisher of the law, to whom Sir William Segar, Garter King of Arms, being imposed on by Brooke, a herald, granted a coat of arms. Greybeard, earthen jugs, formerly used in public house for drawing ale. They had the figure of a man with a large beard stamped on them, hence probably took the name see Ben Jonson's plays, Bartholomew Fair, etc., etc. Dutch earthen jugs used for smuggling gin on the coast of Essex and Suffolk are at this time called greybeards. Grey mare, the mare is the better horse, said of a woman who governs her husband. Grey parson, a farmer who rents the tithes of the rector or vicar. Grig, a farthing, a merry grig, a fellow as merry as a grig, an allusion to the apparent liveliness of a grig, or young eel. Grim, old Mr. Grim, deaf. Grim Malkin, a cat. Malkin signifies a hare in Scotland. Grin, to grin, in a glass case, to be anatomized. For murder, the skeletons of many criminals are preserved in glass cases at Surgeons' Hall. Grenagog, the cat's uncle, a foolish grinning fellow, one who grins without reason. Grinders, teeth. Gooseberry grinder, the breech. Ask Bogey, the gooseberry grinder, ask mine arse. To grind, to have carnal knowledge of a woman. Groats, to save his groats, to come off handsomely at the universities. 9 groats are deposited in the hands of an academic officer by every person standing for a degree, which, if the depositor obtains with honour, the groats are returned to him. Grog, rum and water. Grog was first introduced into the navy about year 1740 by Admiral Vernon, to prevent the sailors intoxicating themselves with their allowance of rum or spirits, groggy or groggified, drunk. Grog blossom, a carbuncle or pimple in the face caused by drinking. Grogged, a grogged horse, a foundered horse. Grogham, a horse cunt. Gropers, blind men, also midwives. Ground sweat, a grave. Ground squirrel, a hog or pig, sea term. Grub, victuals, to grub, to dine. Grub Street, a street near Moorfields, formerly supposed habitation of many persons who wrote for the booksellers, hence a Grub Street writer means a hackney author. Who manufactures booze for the booksellers? Grub Street News, lying intelligence. Grub shite, to make foul or dirty. Grumble, to grumble in the gizzard, to murmur or repine. He grumbled like a bear with a sore head. Grumble-tonian, a discontented person, one who is always railing at the times or ministry. Grunter, a hulk, to grunt, to groan, or complain of sickness. Grunter's gig, a smoked hog's face. Grunting peck, pork, bacon, or any kind of hog's flesh. Gruts, tea. Gudgeon, one easily imposed on to gudgeon, to swallow the bait, or fall into a trap, from the fish of that name, which is easily taken. Gull, a simple, credulous fellow. There you go. Easily cheated. Gold, deceived, cheated, imposed on. Gold gropers, usherers who lend money to the gamesters. Gum, abusive language. Come, let us have no more of your gum. Gummy, clumsy, particularly applied to the ankles of men or women and the legs of horses. Gumption or gumption, rum gumption, docility, comprehension, capacity. Gun, here's the gun, he is drunk, perhaps from an allusion to a vessel called a gun, used for ale in the universities. Gundigots, a fat, pursy fellow. Gunner's daughter, to kiss the gunner's daughter. To be tied to a gun and flogged on the posteriors, a mode of punishing boys on board a ship of war. Gunpowder, an old woman cunt. Guts, my great guts are ready to eat my little ones. My guts begin to think my throat's cut. My guts curse my teeth. All expressions signifying the party is extremely hungry. Guts and garbage, a very fat man or woman who more guts than brains, a silly fellow. He has plenty of guts but no bowels, said of a hard, merciless, unfeeling person. Gut-founded, exceeding hungry. Gut scraper or tormentor of catgut, a fiddler. Gutter lane, the throat, the swallow, the red lane, see red lane. Gutting a quart pot, taking out the lining of it, i.e. drinking it off. Gutting an oyster, eating it. Gutting a house, clearing it off its furniture, see poulterer. Guy, a dark lanthorn, an allusion to Guy Fawkes, the principal actor in the Gunpowder Plot. Stow the guy, conceal the lanthorn. Guzzle, liquor, to guzzle, to drink greedily. Guzzle guts, one greedy liquor. Gibe or jibe, any writing or pass with a seal. Gibing, jeering or ridiculing. Giles or Giles, hoping. Giles, a nickname for a lame person. St. Giles was a tutelar saint of cripples. Jip, a college runner or errand boy at Cambridge, called at Oxford Scout. A scout, see scout.